Well, hey, TRC students, my name is Tim. I'm a student ministry pastor at the Rock Church, and this is your scripture of the week. Our scripture of the week comes from Romans chapter 5, verse 3, and it says this: "We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us to develop endurance, and endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope does not lead to disappointment." I love that because it's kind of this roadmap, and it gives purpose to the hard things that we're going through, which has been our whole summer, right? Like, it started in the spring, and we thought it'd be way done by now, and it continues just to linger on. But these problems and trials, whatever they are, and we're always going to have those things in our lives. Sometimes they're less at times, sometimes they're more, but here's what it leads to. I love the roadmap here. These problems and trials, they help us to develop endurance. What endurance does in our lives, it actually takes us to a place we've never been before. If you have ever tried to run a little further or get a little stronger, you get to this point where you are almost at this, you fail. You get to a point and you run into this wall and you got to push yourself a little further. And you may not make it very far, but you just made it an inch further than you did before. But then your body recovers, and then you go to it again. This endurance builds up. You make it a couple inches further now. And this is what endurance does for our lives, in our spiritual lives as well. When problems and trials come, endurance helps us. What does it help us develop, though? It helps us develop strength, right? If I just build my strength little by little, it doesn't seem like I'm making a ton of progress at first, but over time, remember, this is the training versus trying. Over time, I get stronger. What does it develop, though? The strength of what, though? It gives me this confidence. It gives me confidence with a hope. It gives me confidence and a hope that Jesus has everything under control during this time. And I love that the Bible talks about this, and it says this hope does not lead to disappointment. If we stick this thing out long enough, if you stick with things long enough, you fall in love with the process of getting to know God. It's hard. It absolutely is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard, but where it's leading you, you will not be disappointed. And in fact, we talked about it last week, Ephesians 3:20, where it says, God is going to do exceedingly abundantly, immeasurably above what we can ask or think. That's the coolest thing about following God. If you continue just to put your trust in Him, and I want you to do that this week. This is day 50. This is the halfway point of 100 days of summer. And some of you are developing habits that are absolutely crazy going to change your life if you continue to do those things. And we're hoping, even if you faltered the first 50 days, let's finish the last half of this race strong. Like 50 more days, you're going to be back in school. I'm sorry to break that to you. You're going to be back in school. Things are going to be back to the normalcy of life. But hopefully you've developed some great habits over these 100 days of summer, and you will not be disappointed of where your life is heading or where it's going to head. So what I wanted you to do is I want you to comment below. We're really going to concentrate on this YouTube comment section this second 50 days. And here's the question I want to ask you. What habit have you developed during the first 50 days of this 100 days of summer